Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Can you hear me? Please type yes in the chat box if you can hear me as a confirmation. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your confirmations. Let us stop the chat. So let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. So what is our plan for today? I'm sure many participants are learning DevOps without having much exposure on AWS, especially considering for those participants. I'll be showing how to create a new AWS account. Participants, if you're not having an AWS account, please go ahead and create a new AWS account. I'll be showing you the steps involved in creating a new AWS account. The prerequisite for DevOps. The prerequisite for DevOps is basics of Linux. So we need to be comfortable with basics of Linux. So we need a Linux environment. So we'll be creating a Linux machine on AWS. We'll be creating a Linux machine on AWS. We will learn how can we connect to that Linux machine using the terminal called as putty. Creating an AWS account, creating a Linux machine inside the AWS account, connecting to the Linux machine using the terminal called as putty, and getting started with the Linux commands is our plan for today's session. Now, before moving on to today's session, any questions on the concepts what we have discussed in the previous session, please raise your hand. Participants, do you have any questions on the concepts what we have discussed in the previous session? Good morning, Mustafa. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So actually today the first session I joined, okay? So I want
Okay.
to know the small information. Like I don't have much idea on AWS cloud.
Okay.
So
No
so
problem.
can is it
You
good to me
can,
to
you
this one?
can, yes, you can enroll it even though you're zero in AWS. Okay.
Okay,
Because for DevOps, only 10% of AWS knowledge is required, Mustafa. That 10%
okay,
I'll be giving it to you. But
okay.
when
Yeah.
attending the interviews,
Mm-hmm.
every DevOps engineer expected you will get questions on cloud platform like AWS also.
Yes, correct.
So after this course or along with this course, I recommend you to also enroll for AWS Solutions Architect course. Hmm.
Okay, AWS Solution Architect is a basic
It's an entry level
AWS
course.
course.
Entry level course.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
sure, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that will
please
be
do.
perfect. Okay.
So those,
Simultaneously, I can do both the things.
if you have time, yes, it's recommended to do it simultaneously. It's based on your working hours. So if you don't have time, please do it one after the
No,
other.
I don't have that much of bandwidth. Okay.
Please do it one after the other.
Okay,
But
sure.
finally, you have to complete both the courses.
Yeah, that's got it.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mustafa.
thank you. Thank you.
Please drop your hand once you're done with your questions. Subham, good morning.
Yeah, hello Sunil, how are you?
I'm doing well, Shubham. How are you doing?
I am good too. Actually, adding on to Mustafa's question,
Mm-hmm.
you are suggesting us to do AWS solution architect, right? Like
Correct.
10% of knowledge is required. So one of my colleague told me with AWS cloud practitioner. So is that the same or how it is related?
AWS Cloud Practitioner is a very basic level course. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Solutions
Mm-hmm.
Architect is little more concepts than practitioner. Okay. So
Okay.
whatever the concepts are there in the practitioner, the same concepts are there in the solutions architect with additional topics. Okay.
Okay.
So better to do solutions architect.
And one more query was, I am from operationals background,
Mm-hmm.
operations, like in
Mm-hmm.
service management team, I am
Okay.
working.
Okay.
SMG, you must be knowing. So
Yes.
is that fine if I go into AWS DevOps, like I have zero background for cloud,
It is better to
nothing to,
go because you cannot go to how many years of experience you have?
three.
3 years of experience. You have two options. Either you
Mm-hmm.
need to go to developer track.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So if you want to change
Mm-hmm.
your platform, you can get into developer track. Developer track is nothing but becoming a developer by learning Python full
Okay.
stack or whatever it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or Java development or whatever it is. Okay.
Okay.
Or get into this cloud platform. Okay. So
Okay.
this is the right approach for you, whatever you have doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Shubham. How are you doing, Eugene? You are now allowed to unmute and talk, Eugene.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you? Your location and your experience, please.
I'm good. I'm in the United States. I'm in New York, right? This is my first time. I have zero background of anything. It was actually a friend of mine who introduced me to this platform. So I have zero knowledge, even though I've been doing a little bit of reading, trying to, get into it, but I don't really have I have zero knowledge about it,
Okay.
So
Have you attended the previous session?
no, like I said, this is my first time. Like a friend of mine told me about this, and then I
Mm-hmm.
signed up.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Good.
I have zero knowledge about everything. I have zero, so I'm just like, starting from the scratch.
No problem. Welcome. There is no prerequisite for DevOps. Okay.
Mm.
Even though you have
Okay,
zero experience, I will be clearly explaining you the step-by-step
okay,
process of right from the scratch so that you
okay.
will understand the concepts.
All right.
This is day two of the course. Have you attended the day one, yesterday's session?
No, I did not. Like I said, this is my
Okay,
first
got it.
time on the. Yeah, this is my
Are you in the
first time.
WhatsApp group?
Yeah, I'm on a WhatsApp group. Yep, I'm on
Your
a
WhatsApp
WhatsApp group.
community. Yeah. Okay,
All right.
so
So previously I was on the WhatsApp group, and then I was watching this recording. Was that the first one? I was watching this recording that was
there is a WhatsApp group exclusively created for this particular batch.
okay, okay.
So 1 minute, please be online. This is batch number 277, and there is a WhatsApp group exclusively created for batch 277. Participants, I recommend you to be in this particular WhatsApp group so that you get the updates about this. But it's a community. Okay, so in this
Okay.
community, you can track the announcements. Any updates related to this particular batch, you will get the announcements. So participants, if you're not in this particular community, please join using the link which I've
So
just posted in the chat box.
all right. So you mean I'm not supposed to be on this one? Is that what you're saying?
You can be in the other group. That's not a problem, but you have to be in the group which I've just posted in the chat box.
Hold on. Hold on. Chat box. Okay. So all right, click the link.
Look at the chat. I have sent
Okay.
you the link in the chat
Yeah,
box.
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
May I know your friend name who has recommended you?
He's Joel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Joel. Yeah, Joel.
Okay.
So you want me to add this 277, right?
Please, yeah, stay in this group.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
okay.
I've seen many participants raising their hands. Okay. So Govindraj,
Hi Sunil, good morning. Hope you
good,
are doing good.
doing good. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very good, Sunil.
Yes.
So you were mentioning about this cloud solution architect, right? Are you going to take any course on that
I am
class?
not the instructor for AWS Solutions Architect. We have
Earlier,
an
earlier you used to take, right, Sunil?
correct. Earlier I used to take. Now I have stopped it. It's more than 1 year I have stopped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
been following it up with Srikanth from your colleague, maybe.
Okay.
He said that from last only 2 years old recordings are there, but I
Yes.
was expecting your recordings or latest recordings or your class.
That's the reason I have stopped more than 1.5 year back. So that's the reason my recordings are not available because I have stopped training on AWS. Okay, but proceed with other instructor.
Uh,
Govindra is waiting for my instructions. Okay, my sessions. Okay, and so that you can.
We were not able to catch up like your session. So,
Okay, okay. We have no other option. Govindra. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Because I
Thank
have
you.
no plans to start in future
Mm,
also. Okay, as of
okay.
now. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Good morning, Harish.
Hi, Sunil. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you doing? Your location and your experience, Harish.
Uh, yeah, Sunil, actually, I'm from United States, from Texas. So I have like 7 years of experience in uh, a QA analyst. I worked
Mhm.
as a QA analyst in India. So I came for the master's plus 2 years back ago. But
Okay.
now I just want to be in my job role, but the job market here in the
Is
United States is not as good as expected
yes.
on the QA. So I just want to switch my thing to DevOps.
Okay. So, why any specific reason we have other technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and Python? Any specific reason selection of DevOps?
Like a lot of my friends are into this thing. So like they have recommended me to
Okay.
join this and learn for this, and this will suit for me.
Okay.
I
Good.
think.
Okay. So, how do you know
Yeah.
about this institute?
I got one of my friend referred me, so I got the link from him for the
Okay.
WhatsApp. So I've joined there.
Okay. Good, Harish. Any specific question?
No, actually, as I told you, like this is completely new to me.
Hmm.
So, like going forward, like, is there any difficulties? If you can, like, and one more thing, like I just want to know that do you have any specific group that where I can text if I have any questions or doubts?
Mhm.
Because
There is no
in the
specific
WhatsApp
group.
it says like uh, uh, I don't know. I think I cannot message there.
Correct, correct. It's
Yeah.
only for one-way communication. There's no specific group wherein which you can post your session, post your doubts. Okay, but if you can focus and then if you watch the recording, generally you will not have any questions when you're doing hands-on. But anyways, you can send an email to Sunil, my email address.
Yeah, that would be great if you can provide us.
Can you see my screen? So this is my email address.
Yeah, I got you.
So you can shoot an email with the screenshot. Always send with the screenshot.
Oh, okay.
It'll be
Yeah,
easy for
thank
me.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Sunil. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
Harish. As mentioned, Harish, you have to. So you see, DevOps is a course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The DevOps you can learn on AWS platform. The same course you can also learn it on Microsoft Azure. Okay.
Okay.
The tools will remain the same, but on what platform you are learning this DevOps makes some difference. Okay.
So I
So
am mostly interested into
yes,
AWS.
this course is DevOps.
Apps.
This course, as you can see, I hope you have yesterday you have submitted my demo. This is
Yeah, yeah.
DevOps on AWS platform. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is the right course. This is the course
Yeah,
where
I think I am on the right
you are in
track
the
now.
right track. Okay, it's not only for you, for other participants because all beginners now here. So we are learning DevOps on AWS. And one more important point, when you are attending the interviews, you will
Okay.
get questions on DevOps In this particular course, DevOps on AWS, which I have designed, only we will be learning all the concepts of DevOps, and we'll be learning only 10% of AWS participants.
Oh, okay.
I'm very participants, please be focused. In this particular course, which I have designed, if you look at the topics, participants,
Yes.
this was a slide which we have used in the previous sessions. If you can see the course content, have you seen anywhere the AWS topics? No. Can you see anywhere the AWS topics? No. So this course majority 95% covers on DevOps topics. Only 5% of AWS or maximum 10% of AWS will be covered. When you attend an interview, you will get questions on DevOps tools. You will be getting questions on AWS. As we were learning DevOps, you can be confident with respect to questions on DevOps. But how can you be confident with respect to the questions on AWS? So you have to exclusively join AWS Solutions Architect course. Okay. So you can join if after DevOps, you can join before DevOps, people join AWS and then come to DevOps. People complete DevOps and then go to AWS. Vice versa is also good. But finally, you have to be skilled with two technologies. Should be good in DevOps. You should be good in underlying cloud platform AWS, so that your profile will be good, and then you will be confident attending the interviews. It's not only for Harish, for all the participants. I hope I'm very clear in what you have to follow. Okay. Thank you, Harish.
Yeah, got you, Sunil. Can you just do one thing? Can you just ping your email ID on the webinar chat?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sunil.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Welcome. Salom, A1.
Yes, I just want to ask a quick question. So, my first question would be, being a product manager or product owner, I just need to understand technicalities. That's why I always signing up or getting into all these trainings. I need a little bit, advice from you on this. What is going to be my take in this DevOps training, and also when is the AWS Solutions Architect class, is it going to be after this, the DevOps? That would be my second question, or it's already running somewhere else.
Okay. I have one question to answer your question. So in your product development, is your organization implementing DevOps methodology in the product development?
No, I did say that. Well, my background is product management or product ownership, so kind of providing leadership on a development process regarding representing the business side, talking about requirements, but in order to work effectively with the developers, you need to leverage some understanding of technicality. So I am here to gain more insight to that. But
are you involved in communicating to the development team on behalf of client?
Correct.
Are you involved in it? Okay. Okay. This, as you, is your organization using any DevOps tools like Jenkins or Docker?
I think we are migrating to that right now. We're adding DevOps into our Agile.
Okay.
We're integrating DevOps into Agile environment. So I'm just trying to be ahead of the game.
Correct. Then it is the right move, Evan. Okay, your your organization wants to implement agile process and DevOps tools in the product development. So having this knowledge will make you more confident and comfortable when you are communicating either to the client or the development team.
Sure.
Okay.
So it is the right place for me.
It is a good decision.
All right.
And coming to the AWS Solutions Architect course, please follow this upcoming batches link. We will be posting all the new batches. Right now it is not scheduled, but within a week's time, you will get the update about the new calendar.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. One more final call. Please drop your hand once you're done with your question. One more final call before moving on to today's session. Vinay, good morning. Can you hear
Is
me?
it audible?
Yes, you are.
Can you? Yeah. Basically, I'm middleware engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So I have
May I know your which product?
WebLogic.
Very good. Mm-hmm.
So I would like to move to this DevOps and cloud. So just one question. So few people are moving directly to the cloud, being a cloud engineer, and people are moving to DevOps. So you are telling me to join both the courses. So where will fall in between these two?
I strongly recommend to learn both the courses, Vinay. Okay, you are learning DevOps now. Are you aware of AWS course or you
Yeah, I'm aware of it, but basic, not.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh,
Because as you know, almost all the clients are moving to cloud, isn't it, Vinay? Okay, so there is very less on-premises infrastructure now in the market, isn't it? So, having exposure towards at least 10 services on AWS, minimum 10 services on AWS will add value to the DevOps profile. Okay. And definitely, as a middleware administrator, I recommend you to move your technology to DevOps. Okay, because you have more better opportunities when compared to the current technology which you're having. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. So let's move on. Okay. All these DevOps tools, participants, we have tools like Git, Maven, Jenkins, Docker, Ansible. So all these tools we will be installing, we will be configuring on AWS platform. So you have to have an AWS account. If you want to practice, you should have an AWS account. I'm sure most of you are having AWS account, but there are participants who are completely new to AWS. They do not have an AWS account. Considering their point of view, let's spend some time. Let's quickly go through the process of creating a new AWS account. Once you are done with this particular session, participants, if you're not having AWS account, please go ahead and create a new AWS account. I have a document which helps in creating a new AWS account. Okay, let me show you how to create an AWS account. Before going ahead and showing you how to create an AWS account, I already have an AWS account. Participants, I already have an AWS account. So let me log into AWS and show how the AWS platform looks like. Okay, so the URL to log into AWS is aws.amazon.com. This will be the URL. Sign in to the console. I already have an account, so I'm logging in. In case if you're not having an account, you should proceed and select this option of creating a new AWS account. I already have an AWS account, so let me log in. I'm logging into AWS. Whenever you log into AWS, you will be logged into console home. This is the home page of AWS. I have successfully logged into my AWS account. This is how the home page looks like, the landing page looks like. Let me explain you AWS in just simple words. If anybody asks you what is AWS, your simple answer, the best answer is AWS is a collection of services. AWS is a platform. It's a cloud platform, which is collection of services. That's all. Nothing simple, nothing complex. If anybody asks you what is AWS, your answer should be it's a cloud platform. It's a platform which is collection of services. Obviously, that next question that comes to your mind, Sunil, what do you mean by service? Sunil, you said that AWS is a platform which is collection of services. Okay, now explain me what do you mean by service. Okay, I will explain what do you mean by service. I have one question to you. We all use Google Drive, isn't it? We all use Google Drive, isn't it? Google Drive is it's a platform where we can upload our photos, again, upload our documents. We can save our documents. We can save our images on cloud. Whenever you have a Gmail account, you have an option called Google Drive. Switch to Google Drive, and then you can upload the images, documents, and you can share it to anybody you want. Am I right? So what is Google Drive? Google Drive is a storage service. Google Drive is a storage service provided by Google. Google Drive is an example of a service. In fact, we already are using Google. All of us are using Google Drive. We have Gmail account, right? What is Gmail? It's an email service. It's an email service provided by Google. We all use Amazon Prime, Netflix. It's a streaming service provided to the customers over the internet. So these are all services which are provided to the customers over the internet. So customers like you and me can use these particular services over the internet. Agree? You should have an internet to access Google Drive or Gmail. It's as simple as that. So AWS is also collection of services. Like Google Drive is one service, Gmail is service. In AWS is also collection of services. No, next question. Sunil, how many services this AWS platform provides? Okay, look at this. Total number of services in AWS. Approximately 200 services AWS provides. AWS is a cloud platform which is collection of 200 services. What is GoDaddy? GoDaddy is a hosting service. That's also one service for building websites. AWS also provides one service, something similar to GoDaddy, hosting services. AWS provides an equivalent service which is more better than Google Drive. That's called S3 bucket. Similar to Google Drive, AWS also provides its service called as S3 bucket. So AWS, how many services? As we have just seen over the internet, they're close to 200. It's a platform which is collection of 200 services approximately. So then show me where all these services are available. Yes, I'm coming to that point. So we have logged into AWS. Can you see in the left side, we have an option called services. Click on this, you will find list of services. There are services related to analytics. There is services related to application integration. There are services related to blockchain. There are services related to business applications. There are services related to compute machines. There are services related to container. There are services related to database. There are services related to developer tools. There are services related to end user. These are all categories. Under each category, you'll find list of services. In the compute, there are a lot of services. Can you see batch, EC2 image builder, Lambda? These are all services. Coming to container, there are some 1, 2, 3, 4 services related to containers category. And related to blockchain, there is one service related to blockchain. Regarding front-end and mobile development, 1, 2, 3 for mobile app development. There are 4 services related to front-end web and mobile app development. Coming to machine learning, these are some set of services related to machine learning. These are all categories, left side, whatever you are seeing. Regarding to network and content delivery, these are services related to network and content. Regarding storage, these are services related to storage. So participants, AWS is a cloud platform. AWS is a cloud platform. The URL is aws.amazon.com. And it's nothing but collection of services provided to the customers all over the world, over the internet. Out of 200 services, you don't need to learn all the 200 services. 10 services is more important services, which almost all the organizations use. So do not think that all the 200 services are important. All those 200 services are used by the organizations. No. Basing on the domain, basing on the platform, basing on the project, the corresponding services will be used. You can see there are services related to robotics. There are services related to satellite. There are services related to IoT. There are services related to machine learning. There are services related to compute. There are services related to containers. There are services related to analytics. There are services related to financial management. Yes. So basing on the nature of the work, every organization will use the corresponding services if available. So as a DevOps engineer, there's some set of services, close to 10 services, which are important, which are used almost all the organizations, which are very important. Those 10 services anyways are covered in the AWS Solutions Architect course. Clear? So I hope I'm very clear, especially for beginners. I'm very clear, as simple as that. Nothing complex. Is a platform which is nothing but collection of services. Even Azure the same. Nothing special. Azure is also cloud platform. Azure is also collection of services over the internet. In fact, all the cloud platforms like Microsoft Azure or AWS or GCP, in fact, every cloud platform remains the same. I am able to, as required, as per requirement, I can select any service and start using the service as I already have an AWS account. Participants, if you're not having an AWS account, I'm now showing you how to go ahead and create a new AWS account. If you want to go ahead and create a new AWS account, for creating a new AWS account, you should have email address. You should have mobile number. If you're having multiple mobile numbers, if you're having 2 mobile numbers, recommended to use a mobile number which is linked to your bank account. And you should have debit card or credit card, and whichever is okay. Credit card probably could be difficult, but all of us are having a debit card. I'm sure all of us are having an email address and mobile number with us, and we have a debit card or credit card with us. As you have these details with you, these details are required to go ahead and create a new AWS account. Okay, now I'm showing you how to go ahead and create a new AWS account. I already have a document ready with the screenshots with the step-by-step process. Using this document as a supporting document, please go ahead and create a new AWS account. I'll be sharing this to you. Very important point. AWS provides you 12 months of free tier access. Very, very important point. If you're creating an AWS account now, you can use this AWS account, free tier account, for a period of 12 months, absolutely for free. Okay, so free tier access is more than enough, especially for doing hands-on or practice DevOps. Okay, so please utilize this offer and use this AWS account 12 months with free tier access. The URL is aws.amazon.com. So when you go ahead and select the create option, I have shown you where the create option looks like. So sign into the console. Here you have an option of creating a new AWS account. So when you go ahead and create a new AWS account, you will get this particular page where you need to enter your email address. You have to enter your login password, and you have to enter your AWS account name, the desired AWS account name, whichever you want to have it. So we all have an email account. So please select the login password and provide your AWS account name. Click on continue. So we have furnished our email address in step 1. You have to furnish your email address in step 1. Obviously, in the next step, it will ask for your mobile number for verification purpose. Please observe. Contact information. The next page, it will ask for the contact information. Very important point of observation. AWS provides 2 types of accounts, professional account and personal account. AWS provides 2 types of accounts, professional account and personal account. So we are creating AWS account for our personal use. We are creating an AWS account for our personal use. So let's select the account type as personal, provide your full name, provide your contact number, and right country. I have seen some participants providing the India mobile number and selecting the country as US. That's wrong. Please select the right combination. Please provide the right mobile number and select the right country where do you stay. And provide your address. So step 2, we have provided your mobile number. Obviously, next step, it will ask to provide your debit card or credit card details. That's what is the payment information. As you can see, it is prompting to enter you can clearly see it can be either credit card or debit card. Both will be accepted. So that's what you have to furnish your card details here. This is how you have to enter your details. And it is asking you, do you have a PAN? You don't need to furnish your PAN. So just click on no, click on verify and add. It will verify the card details by deducting 2 rupees from your bank account. The debit card details what you have entered or the credit card details what you have entered is valid or not. It will perform verification by deducting 2 rupees from your bank account. You'll get an OTP from the card, from the bank. So furnish your OTP here to verify the card. You have to confirm your identity. You'll get one more OTP for your mobile number. First OTP to verify your credit card. One more OTP to verify your mobile number which you have provided. So verify your mobile number by providing one more OTP. Next, AWS provides 3 types of plan: basic plan, developer plan, and business plan. AWS provides 3 types of plans. My dear participants, basic plan is free. Whatever I have mentioned you, the free tier account is for basic plan. So basic plan is more than enough for us. So please go ahead and select the basic plan. That's enough. Scroll down. Just mention your role of interest, and your interest in which technology. That's it. AWS account is done. It's not at all difficult to create an AWS account. It's very, very simple. Once you have an AWS account, you can log in with your details. You have to log in with your email address and the login password what you have furnished. That's it. You will be entering into the services page where you will select the console and you can start working with it. Point what I want to tell you is that you just need to have 3 details. You should have an email address, you should have a mobile number, you should have a debit card or credit card with you. One more important point, your debit card or your credit card should be enabled for international transactions. Participants, your debit card or your credit card should be enabled for international transactions. By default, if you're having a credit card or a debit card, it will not be enabled for international transactions. You need to contact your bank, either it is ICICI or HDFC or SBI, or from a mobile app also, you have an option to enable the international transactions on your card. Using internet banking also, you can do that. Please enable the internet banking. Once you enable the internet banking, it will not be enabled instantly. You can see that it is enabled, but technically to get enabled, it will take 4 to 5 hours. Enable the debit card for international transactions and then wait for a few hours and then try creating an AWS account with that particular debit card. It works. Clear? So this is how to create a new AWS account. I will be sharing this document, the PDF also. So using the document, participants, if you're not having an AWS account, please go ahead and create a new AWS account. Okay, perfect. And one more important point. Few banks are providing RuPay card. RuPay card will not work. The V will not work. Visa or MasterCard will work. RuPay card will not work. Okay, keep that in mind. Please use Visa card or MasterCard of your debit card. Okay. So I have shown you how to create an AWS account. Okay, so the first agenda is done. The next step, what I have to show you is how to create a Linux machine on AWS. My plan is to create a Linux environment. I want to learn Linux. We all want to learn Linux. We cannot learn Linux on Windows. My laptop is installed with Windows, is it? This is all the Windows environment. We cannot learn Linux commands in the Windows environment. We need to have a Linux operating system. If I want a Linux environment, I have to format my laptop and install Linux, isn't it? I don't want to format my Linux. I format my laptop. Is there any way I can experience the Linux environment? I can do practice or I can hands-on the Linux environment. Yes, you can create a Linux machine on AWS cloud. As I told you, AWS is a cloud platform, which is collection of services. If you want to create a Linux machine, in fact, any machine, whichever you want, you can create it. You can create a Linux machine or you can create one more Windows machine. You can create a Mac operating system also. Whatever the operating system you want, you can go ahead and create it on AWS by using a service called as EC2. Elastic Compute Cloud is a service. As I said, AWS is a collection of 200 services, out of which there is a service called as EC2. It's all about creating virtual machines on cloud. I want to create a Linux machine, right? So this is what I want. So by using this service called EC2, any machine you want, you can create it. You can create Linux machine. You can create a Windows machine. Okay, we can create Red Hat Linux. Okay, you can create SUSE Linux. You can create Windows. You can create Mac operating system. Whatever the operating system you want, you can go ahead and create it. Okay, so I want to do practice of Linux. So I will be now showing you how to create a Linux machine on AWS cloud. Let me log into AWS. As I mentioned, the URL to log into AWS is aws.amazon.com. I'm logging into my AWS account. Under services, there is a service called EC2, EC2 Elastic Compute Cloud. It's all about creating virtual servers on cloud. So using EC2, you can go ahead and create a Linux machine, or you can, that will be, this EC2 service is under the compute section. You can select compute section. Under the compute section, you can see there's an option called EC2. So under the EC2 dashboard, this is the EC2 dashboard. Can you see we have an option called instances? Instances are nothing but machines. Participants, please observe, I already have 4 instances. That means 4 machines already in my AWS account. I'm using these machines for my other batches of other timings. Observation, I already have 4 machines. That's okay. I want to create a new machine. I want to create a new machine on AWS. Okay. This is the AWS cloud platform. So our plan is to create a Linux machine. Agree? Our plan is to create a Linux machine on AWS. Okay. So let's go ahead and create a Linux machine. Launch instances. Can you see we have an option of launching instances? Okay. What is the name of the machine which you want to create? Can be anything. I'm writing it as Linux machine. Anything you can write it. Okay. The machine name can be anything. Or my machine. Machine name can be anything. How many number of machines you want to create? You can go ahead and create 10 machines at one go. Okay, but I want to create only one machine. That's good. Application and OS images. In other words, you have to select which operating system you want, which machine you want to create. You have all the options here as I told you. You can go ahead and create Amazon, different flavors of Linux we have it. You can go ahead and create Mac operating system, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat. So there are different operating systems available for you. So I want to go ahead and create an Ubuntu machine. Okay. So select the option called Ubuntu. In Ubuntu, there are different versions. Ubuntu 22, we have it. Can you see here when you drop down? Under Ubuntu, you have different types of operating systems, different versions. Ubuntu 22, Ubuntu 20. Okay. So make sure, can you see here, observe, there are few, this is an Ubuntu with a graphic card installed. So there are a lot of options. Observation, there are few options which are free tier eligible. Have you observed? Only first type and the second one is free tier eligible. Rest of the options are not free tier eligible. I hope you remember when we have created an AWS account, we have selected the plan as free tier. Okay, so please make sure that when you are selecting an operating system, make sure that it is eligible for free tier. If you select other operating systems which are not eligible for free tier, then you will get bill at the end of the month. Okay, so it is recommended to please select free tier options. So Ubuntu Server 22.04, which is eligible for free tier, is what I'm selecting. I already selected that. Okay, next. Instance type, it is asking you to select the instance type. It is asking you to select the instance type. So what do you mean by instance type? Okay, let's learn what do you mean by instance type. We are creating a machine, that's good. We are creating a Linux machine. I have few questions about my Linux machine. My questions about this particular Linux machine, which we are creating on AWS is, what is the memory of this particular Linux machine? Memory is nothing but what is the RAM of that Linux machine? What is the CPU? What is the CPU of that Linux machine? What is the storage? Storage is nothing but the hard drive of that particular Linux machine. I need the hardware configuration of this Linux machine. Am I clear? For example, when you're buying a laptop, obviously you will ask the shopkeeper, what is the RAM of this particular Linux machine? What is the hard disk of this particular Linux machine? Is it an i3 processor or an i5 or an i7 processor? You will ask the configuration, right? In the same way, we are creating a Linux machine. I want this information. What is the RAM of this? How much RAM this Linux machine is having? How much how many processors this Linux machine is having? What is the hard disk of this particular Linux machine? So I want the hardware configuration of this particular Linux machine. The hardware configuration of the Linux machine is dependent on instance type. The hardware configuration is dependent on instance type. I am selecting an instance type called T2 micro. This is the type of the instance. What is the instance type I'm selecting? I'm selecting the instance type as T2 micro. What is T2 micro? T2 micro is an instance type. When you select the T2 micro provides 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. When you select T2 micro instance type is nothing but 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. So for this particular easy to machine, I'm selecting the instance type as T2 micro. Can you see here? I am creating a Linux machine and my instance type is T2 micro. That means you can see T2 micro is nothing but one processor and 1 GB memory. That's a very small machine. Sunil, why are you selecting 1 GB memory? Better to go ahead and create 8 GB memory, which will be much more faster with more processors. You can do that. If you drop down this, there are different instance type. Let's say if you're not happy with the T2 micro, which is looks to be very T2 micro looks to be a very small instance. If you want a bigger instances, you can select the other options. You can go ahead and go to T2 medium. When you select T2 medium, you get 2 processors and 4 GB memory. If you select T2 medium, you get 2 processors and 4 GB memory. Let's say if you want much more bigger one, you can go for T2 large, which comes with 8 GB memory. But the problem is these T2 medium and T2 large instances are not free tier eligible. You will be billed according to the pricing, what you can see now. Okay, so for us to practice, T2 micro is more than enough. 1 GB memory is more than enough. So I'm selecting the instance type as T2 micro. So now you got the hardware configuration of the Linux machine. Our Linux machine comes with 1 GB memory and 1 CPU. Coming to storage, yes, I'll be discussing about the storage now. Scroll down. When you are creating a Linux machine, yes, we are creating a Linux machine now. It is asking you for key pair. It is asking you to create a key pair. So it will ask you to, can you see, it is prompting you to create new key pair. When you're creating a Linux machine, it will ask you to create a key pair. Okay. So it is asking you to create a key pair. Key pair is a file with extension dot ppk. Key pair is nothing but a file with extension .ppk. This key pair will help you in connecting to the Linux machine. This key pair will help you in connecting to the Linux machine. So let me go ahead and create a new key pair. Create new key pair. What is the name of the key pair which you want to create? Key pair name can be anything. I'm writing it as DevOps batch. Today, this batch is 277. That's it. This is the name of the key pair, and it is key pair provides in 2 formats, PEM file and PPK file. So I'll be using PPK file. Okay, I'll explain the difference later. I want to connect to the Linux machine using PuTTY and PuTTY terminal. So for PuTTY, PPK is preferred one. So this is the key pair name, and I'm creating a key pair. Key pair is nothing but a file with extension to PPK. When you go ahead and create a new key pair, it will ask you where should I download the key pair. You can download the key pair in any location, whichever you want. So in E drive, in Sunil folder, can you see I'm downloading the key pair. This is the key pair. Yes, it's downloaded. Okay, let me show you where the key pair is downloaded. Participants, the key pair is downloaded in E drive Sunil folder. DevOps batch 277 is our batch. So this is the location where the key pair is done. Okay. So key pair is a file with extension .ppk. My key pair for this particular Linux machine is available in E/Unit folder. The name of the key pair is DevOps batch 277.ppk. That's fine. So key pair is ready. Next. So you will be using this key pair for connecting to the Linux machine. That's anyways, I'll tell you. Next, it is asking for the network settings of this particular Linux machine. Take the default options. You don't need to change anything. For this particular Linux machine, SSH traffic will be open, so you can communicate from PuTTY. That's okay. That's all. You're almost done. Storage is nothing but the hard disk. As I told you, it comes with 8 GB of hard disk. Okay. So we have the complete configuration of the Linux machine. So the storage is 8 GB. Yes, now we have the complete hardware configuration. We have the memory, we have the CPU, we have the storage ready with us. Scroll down. and click on launch instance. So it is launching the instance. It will take just less than a minute. Yes, successfully launched the instance. So scroll down. We have an option called view instances. Click on view instances. As you can see, now the number of instances are 5. The new machine is this one. It is still pending. Can you see here? This is the my machine is what the machine which we have created. It is still pending. It will take minute for the machine to run, get into running state. Click on refresh. It will take some time. Within a minute, the machine, now you can see the machine is in running state. So we have created a new Linux machine on AWS platform. Okay. So my dear participants, please respond in the chat box. Am I clear in explaining you the process of creating a new AWS account? I hope I'm very simple in explaining you what is AWS. It is just a simple of collection of services. Out of 200 services, we are using one service called as EC2. The purpose of that particular EC2 is all about creating the machines whichever you want. We want Linux machines, so we have successfully created the Linux machine on AWS Cloud. As simple as that. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Let's stop the chat. I have one question to you. Participants, I have one question to you. Please observe. We have created a Linux machine, no doubt. My question for you is, where did we create the Linux machine? My question for you, participants, where did we create the Linux machine? Your question, your answer would be very simple. Sunil, this is a very simple question. We have created Linux machine on AWS Cloud. Yes, your answer is right. We have created Linux machine on AWS Cloud. But in which data center? In which data center is my question. AWS are maintaining data centers all over the world. To provide you all these 200 services, AWS is maintaining the data centers all over the world. So we have created Linux machine with some gigabytes of memory, with some storage. So where is actually physically, where is this hardware available? This physically hardware is available in the data center. In which data center we have created the Linux machine? You have to observe that. Can you see here at the right side, you can see the location of your machine. This machine is created in the Mumbai data center. So AWS is having their data centers all over the world. You can see the available data centers. AWS is having their data centers in Virginia, Ohio, California. That's in US. It is available in Singapore, Mumbai, Sydney, Europe. So almost all the corners of the world, AWS are maintaining the data centers to provide these services to customers all over the world. So I generally work with Mumbai, so that's the reason the default location is Mumbai. So make sure when you're creating an AWS account, AWS machine, remember in which data center or with which region you're creating. Technically, it is a region. Technically, it's data center, but it is called as region here. So I have created in Mumbai. So careful. Remember which region you are creating. Okay, so I'm creating in Mumbai. You can also create in Singapore. The process remains the same. So you can select Singapore. When you click on Singapore, right now, there are no instances in Singapore region. If you want, you can create launch instances in Singapore also. It's up to you. I don't want to do that. I want to stick to one region. So I'm selecting Mumbai. So when you're doing hands-on, stick to one region. As I'm doing Mumbai, I recommend you to please use the same region, Mumbai, so that you can easily remember. Okay. So don't be, I have seen many participants creating by mistake, they're creating in different region, and again, they'll forget where they created. So stick to one region and all the practice, do it in one single region. That's it. So the machine is ready and running. Okay. Now, next thing what we have to learn from our personal laptop. I'm based out of Hyderabad city. I want to connect to this Linux machine, which is somewhere running in Mumbai. I have to connect. Machine is ready. We have to learn how to connect. If you want to connect to Linux machine, we will be using a terminal called as PuTTY. What is PuTTY? PuTTY is a terminal. PuTTY is a terminal which is used to connect to the Linux machine. Okay. So you should have putty in your personal laptop because that is a terminal which is used to connect to the Linux machine. Okay. Now I am showing you how to download putty in your personal laptops. Participants, I strongly recommend to practice day to day, not only this session, all the DevOps sessions to maintain the seriousness, to maintain the interest and curiosity. You have to spend some time doing hands-on. At least minimum thing expected is to watch the video recorded session, take the advantage of online. In online, we have an advantage of watching the video any number of times, isn't it? So please, if you're not finding time to do practice because of working hours or whatever it is, please watch the video. Watching a video will just take 10, 15, 20 minutes maximum just to watch the video when you're coming to next session. So that's always recommended. So I have to have putty in my laptop. We need a putty terminal to connect to the Linux machine. So just search for putty download. Take the first site, putty.org. There's an option called putty download. The moment you select putty download, you will be redirected. Right now you're in putty.org. When you select putty download, you can see you are redirected to chairk.greenend.org.uk. That's okay. Scroll down. Scroll down, go for alternate binary files. Select the first option, 64-bit, because my laptop is 64-bit. Download putty.exe. Wait, it is getting downloaded. I want to download in my downloads folder. Save. It's already exists. That's okay. Replace. So I have downloaded this terminal putty. It's a very simple exe file in my personal laptop. Why do we need putty? We need a putty. Putty is a terminal. You need a terminal to connect to Linux machine. So that's the reason I have downloaded putty. It's an exe file. When you double click on it, the terminal gets open. This is the putty terminal. And using this particular terminal, you have to provide the correct details of the Linux machine so that you will be connected. Okay, so the terminal is ready. For the next thing, Sunil, terminal is ready. Now, how to connect? That's also important. How to connect to the Linux machine. Okay, I'm showing you the process of connecting. Please observe. This is the AWS account where you have created one machine. This is the machine. Select the machine which is running. This is the machine which you want to connect, isn't it? We have an option called connect. You have an option called connect. So click on connect. Go. There are several tabs here. 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs here. Go to SSH client. SSH client is nothing but your putty. Scroll down. This is the SSH command. That's okay. But you don't need to copy the entire command. Only copy this particular part. Ubuntu @ this is the public DNS. This is what required. This is the connection string. This Ubuntu machine comes with the default user Ubuntu. This is the user and this is the DNS name of that particular machine. So this will be the right details. So copy this and provide this information in the putty. In the putty, go to SSH. Under putty, select an option called SSH. Under SSH, there's an option called authentication. Under authentication, go to credentials. Okay, got it? So remember this. So go to session. Under the host name, provide user @ DNS. Yes. Under the host name, I have provided user @ the DNS. Okay. This is what the connection thing you have provided in the hosting. I repeat again, under the connection, under SSH, I repeat, under connection, under SSH, under authentication, under credentials, private key. Private key is nothing but the key pair. Do you remember you have downloaded key pair? Where did you download the key pair? In E drive Sunil folder. You have downloaded the key pair. So let me go to E drive. Let me go to E drive Sunil folder. This is the key pair. You have to project this particular key pair. You have to mention this key pair in the putty. So browse your key pair. So your key pair is available in E drive Sunil folder. Under Sunil folder, this is your private key. Click on open. That's all. Click on open. Are you sure you want to connect? Just click on accept. Participants, you have, hooray, we have done it. Participants, can you see the IP address? 172.31.40. You get an IP address once you're connected. 172.31.40.236. Is it the same machine? Is it the same machine, participants? This is the machine which we have created now. Can you see the IP address? Can you see the IP address 172.31.40.236? Are you getting the same IP address? My dear friends, please respond in the chat box. Am I clear in showing you not only creating a Linux machine, we have learned how the process of connecting to the Linux machine. So what are the details required? The details required is the connection string as well as a PPK file. Connection string, you have to enter it in the host name, go ahead and browse and select the PPK file. These two details are enough to create and connect to the, to connect to the Linux machine over the terminal called as putty. As simple as that. Thank you very much for your responses. So once you're done, so here you can happily practice Linux commands. Once you're done practicing, disconnect the connection, exit to disconnect the connection, disconnected, and then don't log out. The machine is in running state. You have to stop the machine. You have to stop the machine. Okay, whenever you want, you can again start it. Okay, so right now it is stopping. It just takes a minute for the machine to get stopped. Within a minute, the machine will be stopped. Again, tomorrow we will be starting this mission. We will be starting the same mission and practice the Linux commands. So did we mean, yes, it is stopped now. So it's good practice to stop. And whenever you want, you can go ahead and go to instance state and again start it. And you can continue using the same instance. So did we meet our agenda for today's session? Especially for newcomers, I have shown you how to create a new AWS account, how to create a Linux machine, how can we connect to the Linux machine using a terminal called as putty. So we are done with our agenda. The actual commands of Linux will be continuing in our tomorrow session. These are all demo sessions, participants. I hope you know there are limited number of sessions. Once you're done with once you feel you're confident, you can go ahead and register for make the payment and enroll for the course. I just want to show you how to make the payment. Go to the site logiclabstech.com, go to upcoming batches. In the upcoming batches, you will find our batch, DevOps batch. This is batch number 277. Here you have an option called Buy Now. So click on Buy Now. So when you click on Buy Now, you will get this option. Make sure that you are selecting the right batch 277, which is started on yesterday, 25th February, and you have an option called Buy Course. The price for this is as per Indian rupees 6,499. If you are in US, the currency conversion happens automatically. You have an option called Buy Course. Check out. For international participants, you have to make the payment using credit card. For local Indian participants, you can make the payment. So provide your mobile number, provide your country, and then proceed. And you have an option. You have an option to check out using QR code. You can provide your debit card or credit card details, or you can log in using internet banking and complete the payment. As simple as that. Okay, so please go ahead and enroll for the course. Anyways, welcome for the third demo session. Tomorrow our plan is to getting started with Linux. Complete tomorrow is all about focusing on the Linux concepts which are required. So we'll be focusing on the Linux mission. So before closing, I have seen some participants raising their hand. Krishna, how are you doing? Good morning. How is today's session? Okay, so you have no questions, please drop your hand. Prakash, how are you doing?
Yeah, hi Sunil. Doing great, thank you.
Yes.
So for this, if we pay for this session, so are we good to join future classes as well, which belongs to AWS DevOps, which will be taught by you?
Yeah, in case if you want to repeat, you are allowed to repeat. Okay.
So there is no
One more time.
restrictions
There is
for
no
it.
restriction. Yeah, yeah. You don't need. But point is, you can repeat in the other batches also,
Mhm.
but you will not get the second set of recordings because you anyways you're getting this particular
Okay,
recording
okay,
set. Okay.
okay,
You will be allowed to attend the live training. You will not be given the recordings of the second batch because you are anyways availing the existing batch recordings, the
okay.
actual
But
batch recordings.
okay,
Okay.
only concern if in case we miss 1 or 2 classes in this
There are
existing.
many participants who will repeat multiple times. Okay. We allow.
Okay.
Okay. From the same instructor. It should be from the same instructor. As of now, we have only one instructor. So you are allowed to repeat my batch again.
Okay, Sunil. Thank you. And
Thank you,
it's a
Prakash.
refreshment class for me because I learned this AWS long back before 7 months. So it's just like a refreshment for me. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Thank you, Prakash.
Bye-bye.
Raviteja.
Oh, hi, Sunil. I recently completed my master's in US. So I
Very
just
good.
wanted to know, as you know, I'm a recent grad, and the SRE and DevOps roles here are kind of raising right now, and I have only like 1 year of experience back in India. So I just wanted to
On
know,
which
like,
platform you are having experience?
it's in Salesforce, but
Okay.
as Salesforce doesn't have good, they require good amount of experience to get a job here in US. So I just wanted to know is how long does it take to get an to go to an interview and be confident and give this DevOps or SRE related interviews
Okay.
as a novice?
So this particular course will not help in site reliability. SRE will not help you. Okay. This is
Oh,
not
no worries.
related to
What about
SRE.
DevOps?
DevOps at AWS. Okay. So this course is approximately 45 working days, Raviteja. Okay.
Okay.
So close to 2 months. Okay. And you, as I told you, you have to acquire the skills related to AWS, isn't it? So that will take approximately one month. Okay. So
Okay.
close to 3 hours of time is required for you to prepare yourself to attend the interview. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
So
once you
AWS
are
is a prerequisite that's required for take this course or something?
for this course, it is not prerequisite, but it's a prerequisite for the interview. They will ask you questions on AWS. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
For this course, even though you did you feel any difficulty today?
Oh no, it's nothing new.
It's very simple, right? So
Yeah.
every session is very simple. You will be clearly understanding even the participants are zero in AWS. But eventually, as I told you, you should have strong knowledge on at least minimum 10 services of AWS. So I recommend you to learn AWS course also to be confident enough. But without AWS also, you can easily understand and learn DevOps.
Oh, okay. What about the site reliability? How is it different from the
That's a
DevOps?
different course completely. Actually, we are planning for a small workshop on site reliability with 7 hours of duration. Okay. So please stay tuned in the group to get the updates.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Okay,
then.
Raviteja. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So approximately like it takes 2 to 3 months to get to hold this DevOps environment and everything, right?
Obviously, you have to at least have a learning curve of 2 to 3 months.
Okay. What about the coding part? And do we need any learning any this Python scripts or
Spend
related
some
anything?
time on shell scripting. That's an added advantage. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Sumati. I can see your hand raised. Please unmute. Good morning, Swati.
Good morning, sir. Uh, Hello, is it
Yes, Swati,
audible,
I
sir?
can hear you. Yeah. How is today's session?
Yeah, it was very nice, sir.
Do you know AWS?
Thank you. Sir, actually, I had just 2 years of experience where I took a break for 6 years due to my marriage and a kid and all.
Okay.
So again, now I wanted to just get back into this
IT
one.
industry.
So one of my family member and brother has recommended me to join this course. Is there like can I get a knowledge and just it will be easy to handle
Of
this for
course,
me, sir?
no doubt anybody can do it. Okay. You have previously 2 years of experience, right, Swati? On which
Yeah, in
platform?
networking, sir.
Okay, good, no problem. Yes, you can get back to IT industry. There are a lot of success stories, participants from non-IT professions, they made their career in DevOps.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Thank you,
want
sir.
to share one success story. Just yesterday, I received one message. Just want to share one success story.
Yeah, sure.
Vikas, this side from previous batch DevOps, 2.5 years ago, he has attended my DevOps course. Okay.
Okay.
Now he's in US, he's on H1B, he's working as a senior DevOps engineer in the United States. It's all because of you, really thank you. And it helped me. Okay. So there are a lot of success stories, okay, who had made their IT career successfully from the lecturer jobs, from non-IT professions, from call
Okay.
center jobs. Okay,
Yeah.
people from tech, outdated technologies like mainframes or
Mm.
manual testing, they have made their careers in DevOps. Okay, only thing,
Yeah.
focus and acquiring the skills. DevOps,
Yeah.
as I told you, I always focusing on AWS also because both together goes well. So I am teaching DevOps, but I will be not teaching AWS. You have to acquire the AWS skill sets also. So acquire all the skill sets which will make you confident attending the interviews, perfectly learn whatever we are learning, focus, and then maintain the interest till the end of the session so that you will be prepared and you can definitely clear the interviews. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Thank you, Swati.
Sunil, good morning. Sumati here.
Good morning, Sumati.
Yeah, overall, I have 10 years experience in testing, Sunil. So it's related to manual testing only. So now I want to move to DevOps.
Okay,
So for
so you
this,
are also in US or you are from India?
yeah. No. I am from India.
Okay.
So for this, do we need programming?
No programming is there in DevOps because we are not developers. Okay, so there is no
Okay.
programming involved.
Okay, so only self-scripting enough.
Is an added advantage, and cloud platform services and DevOps tools are required.
Okay, so once complete this course,
We help in resume preparation. Okay, so you have
Okay.
10 years of experience, right, Sumati?
Yes.
Out of 10 years, the latest 3 years of experience, you have to project as a DevOps or AWS engineer, DevOps and cloud platform engineer.
Okay.
That's how you have to project in your resume. So you have to split your resume. Okay. So total you have 10 years, right? So out of this 10 years of experience, latest 3 years, you have to put as a DevOps engineer. The remaining 7 years, your existing manual testing you have to mention. Okay. So how to project these 3 years of experience? What will be the day-to-day roles and responsibilities? How to mention this in the resume? We'll guide you in resume preparation. Okay. So this kind of profile, once you design, once you break it up and then you put it in the interview job market, as your latest experiences in DevOps, you start receiving the DevOps calls.
Okay.
Okay, Smriti, as the market is good, you start receiving the calls. So that's how you have to prove it in the interview and get the offer.
I have one more query. Actually, now there is no opening for manual testing, right? So
Yes.
DevOps every time will be we can in
DevOps,
future also DevOps
right now it is good, doing good. Okay, DevOps is related to cloud, so cloud domain is doing good. So there will be no problem for the
So I
DevOps
can
as of now in the coming future.
so I can continue my career with DevOps.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. It's doing good now.
Okay, so after completing this course, can I work independently in my project?
You can, but it's not a cakewalk for you. Okay, so you have to prove yourself based on the skills, based on the task what you have received it. But you have to, if you have to be good in subject.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Ishwar.
Hi, Sunil.
How are you, Ishwar?
Good morning. I'm good. I'm working in a user access management in a CGI company.
User
Last 5 user access management, UAM.
Mhm.
It's
Is it a
I didn't
technical job or a non-technical job?
non-technical job,
Okay. Is it something similar
but
to user experience?
yes, we have creation for the user account creation and modification for access related issue for
Okay. For which
RDP
product?
server. Product is the message bench, that one client. Client is the message bench.
So you deal with RDP instances?
Yes, RDP account creations, the servers related
Remote
issues.
desktop
That one.
users, and
Yes, yes.
providing configurations and providing licenses to the users.
Yes, yes, yes. I will change to DevOps to getting for package and also future also. Means in identity access management, not getting calls from other locations. Only less opportunities is there in LinkedIn and applications nowadays.
Because your skill sets are limited to only remote desktop management, right?
Yes,
Ishwar? That's it. Okay.
yeah.
Because of the competition right now, what we have in the job market. Okay. Job, frankly speaking, job market is not as good as in the COVID time. COVID time it was
Yes,
good.
yes.
Okay. Now the number of opportunities are less. Number of profiles are more, especially coming to your skill set. Your experience is specific to managing the infrastructure, Windows environments, and remote desktop licenses and users, right? So please
Yes.
explore your skill sets if you are planning for a better career.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have understood for your classes.
Yeah. Learn DevOps, learn AWS. Learning is something very important to maintain the career in the IT industry. Okay, especially in this current situation.
Overall, my experience is the 7 years.
Doesn't matter.
And CGA
The policy, this process remains the same. Latest 3 years should be in DevOps. Okay, sure.
Okay, thank
you. One more final call. Ignatius.
Hi, this is Anusha.
Yeah,
I'm
Anusha.
from Singapore. 7 years of experience in testing. Yesterday after this class, I went through some, job roles, DevOps in Singapore and other countries. But I saw the requirement is something like, need experience in Python, Java, those kind of requirement I saw. I don't have technical background. I'm purely manual testing. So will I cope with that? If I join the course,
Especially in DevOps, basing on the organization to organization, the skill sets changes. Okay, Guntapalli. So, how many tools we are learning in DevOps? I think we are learning 8 tools approximately. There are close to 25 tools in DevOps. Okay, not all the tools are used by all the organizations. So most frequently used tools I have picked up and then I have prepared the course content. Okay. So that's the reason. There are few companies who maybe if you look at few more job openings, the skill sets which are required is different from one opening to other opening. Okay. Probably in the opening what you have looked at it, their experience, they want Java professionals. Okay, probably DevOps who are having some Java exposure, but generally DevOps engineers does not need any programming experience. Okay, probably that case what you have looked at is something different. Okay.
So if I'm shortlisted for that job, or how much percentage they will expect from me? In general.
How much percentage of what?
Technical, Python or Java. If they're expecting, so if
if they are asking combination of DevOps and one programming experience, so 20 to 25% they're expecting on that particular language. That's what my assumption is. Okay. But definitely as a DevOps engineer, you will not be involved in the hard coding or hardcore development. No, it will not be the case. Probably you will be communicating to the development team, so that's they're expecting some exposure or on other programming language also. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And one last question.
Yeah.
I think it's very silly. Today and yesterday's class, as per my understanding, for DevOps, only one person required in the team. If in that case,
No. Repeat your question.
in the team, in that project, only one person required as a DevOps person, or
1% of
multiple?
what? 1% of what?
Not 1%, one person
1% is required?
required for the
But
project.
no, it's not the case. We will have a DevOps team involved in it. Okay. Okay, it's not 1% contribution. It will be there will be a DevOps team involved in it. Okay. Again.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Participants, thank you for joining. See you tomorrow, where our complete session is on understanding the Linux concepts. Okay. Stay tuned for tomorrow's session. Until then, have a good time. Thank you very much.